Hey everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at etrailer. Today we're taking a look at how the Leer tri-fold tonneau cover fits on the 2021 Chevrolet Colorado. If you are looking for a tonneau cover that lies flat, looks great, has a hard cover to it, just for more security of the cargo you might have inside, as well as protecting it from the elements, well, we'll take a look at how this looks and I'll also show you how to get it all installed. When you're looking at different types of tonneau covers, you're looking at roll-up tonneau covers, you're looking at canister ones, you're looking at hard fold-up tonneau covers. Each one has their own pros and their cons. Those that like the fold-up tonneau covers like this, like them because of their heavy-duty material. As you can see, I'm sitting on this tonneau cover, and that's because it has a 450-pound evenly distributed weight capacity. And to get that, we have a fiberglass reinforced panels, but then on the edges, while it is a heavy-duty tonneau cover, it also looks very sleek with these beveled edges so that water or rain, as it comes up here, can just go right on down to the side of the truck bed. So everything works together to protect the contents of your tonneau cover, not just from the elements, but also from those you may want to see inside your truck bed or get at it. To get into the tonneau cover, you just lower your tailgates. Your truck is going to act as the lock for everything. You pull on the side latches, also called sink latches by Leer, and that way when you pull on one, it pulls on the other, opening up both sides. Now you have some options here with this tri-fold, because it's in the name. It folds up 3 times with 3 panels. If you wanted to drive around with it in this position, you have the buckles to secure it, and then that way you can just go around. You might have a lawnmower in the back of your truck, and you're good. Now, our Chevrolet Colorado here is a 5-foot bed, so only having 2/3 of your truck open might not be as helpful for you. But you have this other option too. You can also continue bringing this up, and there is a prop rod included with your tonneau cover to keep it propped up in this position, which could be helpful if you want full truck bed access. When you use the prop rods, yes, you do have more access to your truck bed. However, you can see that it completely covers the rear window and the third brake light. So for some people that are used to using their side mirrors, that's going to be no big deal. But if that's going to be a concern for you, you do have the option of, instead of the tri-fold, getting the Leer quad fold tonneau cover instead. Very similar design, very similar material, but with 4 panels to fold up that will sit not as high up. The tri-fold sits 1.25 inches above your truck bed, which when on paper looks like it might not be the most sleek. However, as it does sit higher, it does sit a little bit more onto the truck bed, and like I mentioned earlier, allows water to flow a little bit more. So it really is more of what do you prefer when it comes to the look of your tonneau cover, the use of your tonneau cover, and how it works with your own adventures. For your Chevrolet Colorado, especially the one with a 5-foot bed, it's helpful to have something that doesn't take up too much room or too much space. So oftentimes people will have this in the fully upright position when they have larger items in their bed. But for those who aren't carrying around larger items and they just want something that keeps everything safe, keeps everything secure, and protects us from the elements, well, this might be the fit for you. So if that's the case, well, let's go take a look at how I got this all installed. Getting this installed is going to be relatively simple. You just need to make sure that everything is tightened down right and aligned correctly. So follow along with me as we get these installed. So fortunately, Leer does include the tools and the hardware you are going to need for this kit. There are special instructions here for the Colorado for installing into the stake pocket, so we're gonna hit on that in this video. But what I like to do is I like to start with looking at the rails and determining which one is the left and which one's the right. So you're gonna look for the prop rod spot, and you want that facing the cab as well as the keyhole plate. And then the other end is just gonna go towards the tailgate. There's gonna be a rubberized material on the back of the rail. That material just pushes up against your truck bed rail. And then we're just gonna slide this on over so the lip goes over the cab. To hold that rail in place, you have these clamps, and Leer actually set them up ahead of time in the back, so super helpful. All I need to do is fit the clamp around the truck bed rail and then the other end around your tonneau cover rail, and this actually will just slide on through if you have it lined up right. So you're gonna see these openings here, and that's what you're gonna follow throughout the tonneau cover for securing these clamps. Now you have your large Allen key included with your kit to tighten down those clamps, and I tend to tighten them down most of the way, but not all of them. Instead, I need to make any adjustments. Now you might wonder, why did you get 4 clamps with your Colorado when usually you get 6 for full coverage on the rails? And the reason for that is because you'll actually have a stake pocket kit, which will provide your third and final touch point. For that stake pocket clamp, the long story short is that you need to get the long piece outside on the rail, and then the short block goes inside the stake pocket, and then this bolt goes through, securing all of those things. Now, where it might get interesting is depending on the setup of your Colorado. We have this large pillar here, which is kind of in the way of sliding that clamp onto the rail. I have small hands, so I can very easily hold the block in place, but for some people, what they need to do is they put the block in, and then they use a hex key to hold that in place. So whatever method works best for you, here's how I do it. So I have enough space here to pull the rail out so that I can slide this clamp through. If you don't have enough space for that, you may need to loosen your middle clamp to get that rail further out. Once that longer plate is in place, we're then going to slide it on over that opening. Now for some people, they may have a rubber cover over that opening. You might have to remove that if that gets into the way. Your block is going to have 2 threaded holes, so I just go ahead holding the block, put that in and hold it in place until one of those holes lines up with the opening, and then we're going to use our bolt to secure the 2. So just getting that threaded on there. Once that's threaded, you can then let go. That block is going to turn, holding that into place as you then get your larger Allen key to secure it. With that stake pocket side figured out, let's go ahead and revisit our clamps, just double checking that they are properly installed. And especially since you usually have to loosen your middle clamp to get that stake pocket in. So that back part goes behind your truck bed rail. And the flower nut is actually there to tighten down just till it makes contact with that back plate to make sure that you are even as you put that bolt on through and thread that middle bolt down. So with that in place, you can then tighten down that middle bolt, and then you can remove the flower nut because then you no longer need it. So that flower nut is just there to get you all lined up. You can put this away if you want. Just keep this somewhere safe in case you need to uninstall your tonneau cover again. Once your rails are all tightened down and in place, it's time to put the cover up and onto the rails. Now we're just gonna gently lift them on towards the cab area. We'll get lined up in a second. To secure the tonneau cover to the rails, we have this clamp over here. So we're first gonna loosen up the clamp, and this has multiple levers. So we're first gonna loosen the wing nut, and then we can loosen this flower nut, and then now that bolt is visible up top. The bolt head will fit into the opening underneath the tonneau cover, slide it on over, and then fit that clamp into the keyhole plate. And then we're going to tighten this down by hand Do the same thing on the other side. With everything tightened down, you also have your secondary tie down just for security. That goes right in there. Now we're gonna unfold the tonneau cover to check for squareness. If you were to keep your cover in the folded up position, you have these buckles here. In our case, we're gonna unfold it, so we're gonna remove those buckles. And there's still gonna be packaging in the cover, especially that first time that you unfold it. So bringing this down, everything latches. Oh, this side doesn't latch as well. So we may need to adjust the latch, or we may need to adjust the cover in case it's not square. You can see on the passenger side that our tonneau cover is too far to the passenger side, that it's hitting a bracket that isn't letting it go all the way down. So we do need to adjust it more towards the driver's side. So I loosened the clamps over by the cab so I could shift the tonneau cover just a tad bit towards the driver's side. So now as we bring our cover down, notice how it does fold down flat now. And that's gonna be something you can check both sides. I also recommend lifting up on the cover to see that it truly is in place. To install the prop rod, you're gonna first look at the prop rod, and there's gonna be a fixed position, which you'll see over here. And on the other end, this will be the adjustable position, which will have a little lever on it like that, allowing you to open and close it easily. So the fixed position goes onto the tonneau cover. There's going to be some different positions for that prop rod. For the closed position, when you want to stow this prop rod away, you'll have these included clips, and then they screw into the tonneau cover. We're not going to do that today because we're trying a bunch of different tonneau covers on this truck, so we don't want to permanently install anything just yet. Now in the open position, your prop rod will go into this position over here. So you are going to have to tilt the tonneau cover just a little bit till this lines up with that ball joint, and then you're just going to push that on there to secure. So you can see how this prop rod holds your tonneau cover up in that upright position. To double check your work, go ahead and put down your tonneau cover again, and this is a great way to just make sure that everything is square, that all the latches truly are latching into place, and you don't need to make any more adjustments. A good check is to lift back up on the tonneau cover, and that helps you know it truly is secure. We're going to close our tailgate. That also closes. Everything looks really good. So the installation is pretty straightforward, although you do sometimes need to make adjustments depending on the wear and tear specifically on your truck bed. The Colorado also has those stake pocket tie downs versus other trucks that sometimes just use the truck bed latches. So hopefully this video guided you through that process and helped you install your own Leer tonneau cover on your 2021 Chevrolet Colorado.